everybody, and welcome to episode 9 of my Let's Play. I am IVATOPIA, and of course, this is, if I get the name right, because I mess it up a lot, Torment Tides of, it's just a part I mess up, Numenera. However you say. Anyway, good game, so far. Okay, where am I? Oh yeah, let's see what this weird brain squid thing is.
Fine.
Hi. Oh, he's annoyed. You inch closer to the lassie of energy that holds the creature, and as you lean in, the ugly guard with a sledgehammer slug over his shoulder shouts at you. What? Oh no, gawking for free. Pay Aldrin or get gone. He growls. That's a good like growls. Glowers at you. That makes more sense if it said he growls. It's glowers? I've heard that. Glowers at you? Was it meant to be growls? Hand reaching for the half of his hammer until you step away from the cage. Wow. What's the problem, boy? This large, bald, broad-shouldered man turns to face you. You freeze. It's not his dark cloak or his sledgehammer. It's that beneath his moustache and goatee he is so ugly that he scared his own mother in a dark alley. Wow. He gives you a abrupt nod, and you get the distinct impression that here stands a man who enjoys the boredom of standing guard in the company of his own thoughts. Nothing to see here until you pay El Jito, he says, when it's clear that you aren't moving on. With that, he returns his glance to the distant sea. Interesting. What is this thing in the cage? No. Okay, I'm horrible with these big words. Nififamaron. A Nifamaron, whatever. Brain squid. He says, Al Jito will tell you about it if that's what you want. How did you capture the brain squid? Long story. Kanayu drawls and falls into silence. Apparently that wasn't an introduction, but an excuse. He sees you staring and adds, "Ask El Jichan. He's the talker. I watched the beast." How does the cage hold a creature a prisoner? Don't know, he says. This time he doesn't bother looking at you. Wow. Where is El Jichan anyway? Right there. He jerks his chin at the man in the pointy hat nearby. This guy's a great conversationalist, isn't he? A few questions about the city. Ask somebody who lives here, he says, raising his hand. We're not experts on a city, and we don't want to be. Someone who can repair a device. He's already shaking his head before you finish speaking. We don't know anyone like that. We aren't from around here. Hello! Great conversation.
Sure.
Yeah, you just show. In front of you is a wiry traveller whose grim vision is mostly skirted by a pointy hat. Upon close inspection, the lines of his face indicate he has seen much and has many tales to tell. Hello there, friend, he says. Here to see the brain squid. My friend, in the cage over there, or are you just looking to spend a word or two? I want to see the creature up close. Your curiosity does you credit, friend. It will only cost you 25 shins. What, you gonna break my shins? This is too much. I'm the only one in line. How about 10 shins? Surveys you with an unreadable gamble stare, stroking his chin with a cracked thumb, finally smiles. Always nice to meet a fellow barter. He says, and takes your money. Visit our guests whenever you're ready to. Worth every shin, I promise, he says, pocketing your administration fee. Visit our guests whenever... I read that. I have some questions about the brain squid. He's far from my friend, El Jito says with a raspy chuckle. As you'll likely see, if I get too close to his cage, he tips his hat at you. Go on, ask your question. What is the brain squid, anyway? Biomechanical union of stubborn curiosity and frothing malice, he says. Who made them? No one can say. But they cannot be trusted or befriended. Cross their paths or thwart their incompatible whims, and they'll kill you if they can. You call the creature he? Is it male? Could be female, or genderless, or many gendered. Who can say? I have our friend imprisoned, and I feel better about that fact if I don't call him it. Oh, okay. So you basically, you don't know what gender is. He could be male or female, he could have multiple, he could be no gender. But instead of basically calling him it, You feel better by assigning him male. It's okay, that's fine. How can you capture the creature? How did you, sorry? I suppose you could blame luck, he says. Little early to call it good or bad, though. His eyes seek the sky as he begins his story. I was working on, well, call it a trap, in a valley through some nameless ruins. Kandu was out hunting for dinner, and I worked in a daze. Always do. When I'm concentrating, a smile flits. Yeah, flits across his face. Near sunset, the trap was still in pieces, and I heard Kandu roaring my name. I turned just in time to see, I guess, bearing down on me. The creature's volley of molten energy cracked off the personal barrier I left active while building the trap, but I knew it couldn't hold. Then Kandu leapt off the valley edge onto the brain squid's back, bashing it with his hammer. It shrieked, and then night fell and the creature went still. El Jito shucks. I worked a torch frantically, I admit, to finish the trap. I hadn't been designed for, I guess, but as you can see, he gestures at the creature. It worked. How did you get the creature into the city? A fair question, he says, casting a lazy gaze back at the cage, but a longer answer, and not as interesting as I like. So let's just say that the trap is more collapsible than it appears. Oh, is this basically like Dragon Ball with the Bulma's? If you watch Dragon Ball, you know what I'm talking about. Bulma's little gadgets where she puts them in little balls her company runs on. Her father converted on them, where like she can throw when it breaks out into a vehicle or a motorbike or something. Capsule Corp, that's it. Capsule Corp. Capsule Corp type scenario. What do you plan on doing with the brain squid when you've done showing it off? We're likely to release it and run as if every kind of demon in the world is after us. We're not trappers, see, we're explorers, and we're only in this to save up some coin for a journey across the long patch of ground. He rubs his back of his neck. Not that our motives? What's motives at home? Motives even. Motives make much difference to our guess. He'll want to boil our skins once we let him go, and I can't say I blame him. I want to ask you something else. You're welcome to, he says. I'm in no hurry. I want to ask you some questions about brain squid. I'm looking at someone who can repair complicated devices. It must be in desperate shape if you're patrolling the circus. Talking to strangers, he says. Do you have a piece of the device? Might be that I can offer my opinion. Can you come look at the device? Kandu would never forgive me if I left him alone, he says. He might end up having to talk to someone. When that happens, he's in a mood for days. Oh, a little bad luck that he's already spoke to me, so prepare for him to be in a mood for days, because, sorry. He rubs the back of his hand across his mouth. I take that it means you don't have it on you. Nope. Can't help you fix something I've never seen, he says. Sorry, friend, that's why I asked you to come with me. Bring him too, then. Farewell, little pointy dude. Okay.
I'm going.
So I can talk to this now. The cage in which the creature floats is a simple frame that contains, you know, I'm taking a screenshot and screw it. Contains a shimmering, nearly transparent cylinder of energy. It emits a low hum, there's a dragon finger, barely audible, that sets your teeth on edge. The container is a delicate, filigree of ornate materials with no apparent controls, but surely they must be hidden somewhere in trances and prostitutions of the wild world. You approach the cage curiously. The monster within looks like a fungal blob mated with a muscular Ifiot. Its multiple tentacles terminate in syringes, needles, and injectors. This mass sits atop and is integrated with a floating orb of some type. Seems to be both mechanical and biological, with one system flowing smoothly into the next. A creature from some mad nightmare. Even as you walk, the energy field darkens presently and automatically, That's new. I thought that was stuff I just read. Automatically, as the creature throws itself at its walls, thrashing and striking mindlessly with its needle-tipped tentacles. The darkening is almost a strobe-like effect. I was reading that's like. Even as you watch, one of the tentacles curls back and blasts furious plasma at the walls of its cage. The cage holds the shields dim to prevent any radiation from the blast from escaping. What are you? How did you come to be here? What are you? Examine the cage. Cage appears to be made of a mixture of synth, spun, strong glass, and a lightweight metal. Intricately embroidered to create mind-warping patterns. Evocate and strange, energy shifts and flickers among the crevices, somehow being shaped by the form of materials. Your closer examination reveals a small panel worked cunningly into the frame of the cage. Some of the filigranes here are worn and smooth, as if slowly eroded by friction. Perhaps these are the controls. Touch the smooth spots on the panel. Touch the cage. Step back. Spots on the panel. The cage hums, dims, lower for a moment, throbbing almost as the limit of your hearing. Your bones and teeth ache briefly, and everyone within 3 meters of the cage claps their hands to their ear. Are you trying to kill us all? Leave the cage alone. He shoves you away from the cage. Do you even know what happens if this thing gets free? What are you? If anything, the creature redoubles its efforts to strike at you. It limns a fury of range. How did you come to be here? It draws away from the edge of the energy field for a moment as it gathering its force. It launches itself at you, rebounding off the disciplined solidity of the cage. Its tentacles flare wildly, the needles of the tips glinting the ooze. Can you tell me about this place? A dim light builds underneath the Niflheim, the orb at its base glowing brighter and brighter. 2 tentacles stroke it, and they pull out a streamer of bright lightning. They stretch it between themselves, building intensity, and then they hurl at you. The wall of the cage darkens instantly. When the light lights in again, you see the monster within flailing and crashing furiously against the visible walls. Can you understand me at all? The creature redoubles its effort to strike you, its limbs full at range. Examine it again. Touch the cage. Reach out to the cage, your fingers hovering over some of the curiously worked materials, then you lay your hands on the cage. You close a circuit in the energy somewhere, or you become a part of it, and strange energy stroke through your body. The shock hurls you away from the cage. It's not gonna kill me, is it? If that cracks you, you've got no one to blame but yourself, you stupid talk. Tap on the cage. Touch the panel again. Steps in your way, shifting his hammer to more attack ready position. I told you, leave it alone. The delicate construction of the cage bellows its strength. If you're not careful, you might touch the exposed energy that circulates through its frame. A small disguised panel may house its controls. It's the same again, isn't it? Wow.
Let's go.
I'm gonna screenshot this again. That's cool. What's the map of this area like? Oh, you can zoom in out of the map a little bit. Wow.
Yes.
You merchant. Oh, merchants. Blood! I see blood on the walls and howling doorway. Good for you. You know what? I'm gonna save. This game seems to kill you quite easy. For some reason. Return to the game. I wish you could turn your screen, but I don't think you can. You can zoom out to there and zoom in. Oh, what the fudge cake is that? I'm the daughter of Treasure Street. This. I want to see the. Is there a chat thing for this? What's my name?
Let's
I'm
go.
gonna see what's going on over there quick. Probably in the episode. There it falls in the end, even harvest must finally fall. Is it going against his mouth?
Alright.
Get over here. Why can you get on the stage?
On it.
How do we can't? Just dancing. guess I've got to talk to these to let me on.
Yes.
Come over here, guys. You know what, though? We're going to maybe look at this next time. So, end this episode here. Last kind of good stuff. And see you next time. Bye for now, people. Hope you enjoyed. Take care, everyone. Bye.